Finally, after years and years of waiting, Avatar is getting the love it deserves with a giant high-budget AAA game. No more of this or this, and oh, especially not this. Avatar The Last Airbender is getting a AAA RPG with Saber Interactive and Paramount Game Studio. In this partnership, they are going to co-fund the biggest game this franchise has ever seen. Now, this article is a few days old, but don't worry guys, I'm not just covering old stuff. Today, the official channel uploaded a new podcast and went even deeper into the details of this game, and even provided a first look at the concept art of the game itself. We are going to be diving deep into that soon, but I just wanted to go ahead and take a moment to tell you guys how big this actually is. Not only is this a AAA game, but it's a AAA game that is being co-funded by Paramount themselves. This isn't just them handing out the Avatar license to somebody and they get a game made with little to no financial risk. This is Paramount putting up the money themselves and taking a huge risk here. It really goes to show you how strong they believe the Avatar franchise is and how much faith they have in it to grow even bigger. Over the years, people have worried that Paramount doesn't value Avatar and it's just legacy media, but time and time again, they've proved that wrong with the formation of Avatar Studios and now this. Okay, let's go back and talk about the game. The first thing they confirm in this podcast is that the game is for PC and consoles. Now, they specifically mention next generation console, so I'm assuming the PS6 and whatever Xbox decides to name their console. I could be wrong, but I don't think anyone calls the PS5 and Xbox One Series 1S or whatever that's called. I don't think people call that next gen anymore. That's just current gen. They also go on to clarify that this game is an open world RPG. An open world Avatar game is something we've been waiting for years. I know a lot of you guys who follow this channel aren't gamers, and if you're not a gamer, that's fine, but just to give you a little bit of a visual of what an open world game is like, think Hogwarts Legacy, Elden Ring, GTA. Those are pretty good and extremely popular examples of an open world game that you probably know. In this game, you're going to be playing as the Avatar, but don't worry because you're still going to be able to create your own character. You're going to be able to make them look however you want, whatever gender, facial features, all of that stuff. The story takes place roughly 7,000 years ago. Yes, 7,000 years ago, roughly 70 avatars before Aang. The story is also confirmed to be written by Mike and Brian. 7,000 years ago is just insane and leaves me kinda confused. 10,000 years ago was Avatar 1's era, and as you guys know, in Avatar 1's era, the people lived on giant lion turtle cities. We also know that 4,000 years ago was when Guru Lahima lived, and we know he lived at the air temples because of this comic right here. What I'm getting at here is we're potentially going to be diving into a story that precedes the four nations. Obviously, the land itself is going to be the same, and there's going to be 4 different kinds of elements, but I mean the actual countries themselves. 7,000 years ago, I don't think they're going to be established yet, but I'm not exactly sure. They do mention in the podcast that you're going to be able to explore Ba Sing Se, so at least that'll be familiar. If they want to make it lore accurate, the Fire Nation shouldn't exist yet. That is a relatively newer thing. Of course, there were Fire Nation islands before they united to become the Fire Nation, so that should be in the game. As for the air temples and water tribes, who knows? How do you guys think they're going to handle the four nations? Let me know in the comment section down below. Now, the actual setting of the game is a pretty unique and cool concept that I really wouldn't have expected from this franchise. What happens is a volcano erupts and makes the Avatar world go into an ice age. They do clarify that this is a natural disaster and no one made this happen. You're a new Avatar and you're going to have to discover who you are in this world, master the elements, and defeat a new villain. Now, an ice age would be a pretty good time for any waterbenders, so maybe the villain of this game is going to be this ultra powerful waterbender. Maybe they do something there. There's just no way they're going to have the entire world engulfed in ice and not do something with the waterbenders, right? Here is our first look at the game's concept art from the co-creator of Avatar himself, Brian Konietzko. Firstly, I just want to say, this is stunning artwork. When I heard Brian was going to be making the concept art, I expected something more anime because that's typically how he draws the Avatar style these days, so I was surprised to see this. We see a firebender looking at a volcano, and I'm guessing this is supposed to be us, the player. This does confirm that we're going to be a native firebending avatar. Since the Fire Nation hasn't been around for very long and most likely isn't going to be around for this game, I'm extremely curious to see how it's going to be like as an avatar without a nation to accompany them. For almost every avatar, their nation helps them with their training, but in this case, there's no nation. Maybe it'll be similar to Aang's story where you get this ragtag group of teens together and you master the elements that way. I know you guys can see that massive dragon in the background over there. It's not an avatar story without your own animal companion, and I'm willing to bet that's ours over there. At some point in the game, we are probably going to come across a dragon, tame it, and make that our animal companion. An open world avatar game with flying mounts is just a dream come true. Over here we have a bunch of waterbenders facing the avatar. At first I thought they were fighting the volcano, but it looks like they're headed towards us. So maybe this means my theory about the waterbenders being the bad guys earlier might just come true. As of right now, the working title for the game is called Ice Wars. I do like the logo a lot, the colors are very nice. As for the release date, it is far away, unfortunately. This is still in early development, so we are looking at 2027 or 2028, but they did note that it could get pushed back. They want to get this game right. They're going to be taking their time on it to make it perfect. At the end of the podcast, they make sure to mention that within the next 5 years, there is going to be a ton of Avatar games. We do have a fighting game confirmed to be releasing sometime next year, and I believe Roblox is also getting their game too, so that'll be pretty cool. Anyways guys, the future of Avatar is looking brighter than ever. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date, and I will see you guys